Hello, Bob Hall with another Hallsome Farm video. I'm here with my friend Phil. If you've watched some of my previous videos, or if you haven't, you need to go watch some. We filmed Phil's place about 6 months ago where he's growing orange trees in his aquaponics, and him and his wife Kaylin, we filmed their property. They've got a kind of a 5-acre permaculture homestead here, and it's perfect to show what you can do on small acreage. And they've got raised bed gardens, food forests, wicking beds, aquaponics, and anyway, they're good videos. But today our focus, last year we're here in Central Texas, and no one grows garlic in this part of the country. So last year a friend of mine and I planted 3 pounds of garlic, and we grew the best garlic. And we went to the restaurants and they all said if we could get local garlic, we would love to buy local garlic. So this year we're going to plant 300 pounds of garlic. That equates to about 30,000 cloves. So that's going to be hard to do by hand. So Phil, who is a retired engineer, has graciously volunteered, after I asked him, to help me design and build a garlic planter. And we'll film this as we go, but we're going to use some channel iron, some rebar, and some 5/8 bolts. We're going to cut the heads off and we'll ground them down to a point, and we're going to drill holes and put them in this channel, and we're going to make a handle out of the rebar, and it'll make more sense when it's all done. But we're going to be able to plant 6 cloves every time we use this tool. They'll be 6 inches apart, and we'll be able to do a row of 3 foot. So there'll be 6 holes every time we use this tool, and we'll be able to go over the berms of the food forest. So that's our problem. We can't use a traditional tool like they do with a tractor because we're on a swell, the berm of a swell. So we've got to design something and do it a little different. It's still going to be a lot of handwork, but making 6 holes at a time is going to really simplify things for us. So we'll show you how we go about making it, and then later this week we'll put it to use. All right, here's the first step in us making our handle. We took a pipe bender and we're bending the rebar. We got the first side done, and we're going to go over and bend the other side. That'll be the handle, and it'll also be 2 of our spikes.
This is a thin wall conduit bender, but we assisted it with our hands to bend the pipe a little bit. We just use this as a guide, so we didn't overstress the tool, I don't think. But anyway, that's what we used. It's 40 inches.
Okay, here we're going to cut ourselves a 40-inch piece of C-channel, and we'll go ahead and we put it on an angle like this on its side because these saws don't like to cut flat surfaces as much, so that made it a much easier cut. Now we've got our base for our garlic planter. Okay, now we're going to mark our C-channel every 6 inches. The garlic we want to plant every 6 inches, so we're going to make a mark every 6 inches, and then we're going to drill 5/8 hole and put in the bolt and the rebar handle that we made. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the heads off these bolts because a bolt this long is a 4-inch bolt, and they don't make them all thread. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the head off, and then we'll grind this unthreaded part down to make the point, and then we'll bolt this through the C-channel, and we'll make our spikes with that. So we just and we'll just grind this end to a point, and that'll go in, and that'll make our spike for our garlic planter. Here we are drilling the 5/8 holes in the C channel.
My belt's not as snug as it should, that's why it slips.
So we started with a little pilot drill, and then we put the 5/8 in and drilled the bigger hole. Okay, now we're grinding the points, the bolts to a point. That's the end where we cut the head off. Now we're just going to grind it down. Okay, here's the getting close. We've now got the rebar handle on and some of the bolts turned into spikes in, and it all fits. And now we're going to go down and weld it, and then we'll put the last 2 spikes on, and it'll be done. Here we are welding our rebar handle to our C channel and making our garlic planter. Okay, we have completed. It only took about $30 in raw materials and 4 or 5 hours of, but we had fun with it. But here is our garlic planter. You see here how the spikes came out, and then we've got these, point out the little, those, because every 6 inches we want to plant, and so those are spacers, so that when we make our one row, we know where to go 6 inches to make the next row, and we'll just be able to press down on that. We've ground down the points. You should be able to make nice little plugs to plant garlic. Of course, we could plant onions and sweet potato slips, anything with a bulb, flowers, because 6 inches apart is pretty much perfect spacing. And if ever we need to go 12 inches apart, we can, they just unbolt. We can unbolt a couple of those, and we're good to go. So that's how you make a garlic planter. We're gonna give our garlic planter a try. I've actually got some volunteer onions. So we press the holes down, move up 6 inches. Move up 6 inches. And that did give us some holes. See how it works. I just, these were volunteers from last year. They're red onions. So I thought, well, I've got them. I'll try out the tool and see how it works. Just poke them down in the hole. Give them a little twist to get the roots in there. Guess for this it'd be easier to take off my gloves. So these are about the size maybe just a little smaller than the garlic heads will be. But it seems to be working. Just press them down in the hole and cover it up. Squish it down in. So it does work. So it's always nice, you know, I'm always watching the Alaska shows and all the reality shows, and they're always talking about how hard it is and they have to make do with what they got. And you know what, here in Texas, farming's no different. You make do with what you got, and as you can see, for $30 and some hours of work, we were able to make ourselves a tool for planting more quickly bulbs in the garden, and that's what it's all about. You use what you got, and you just make things work. So I'm going to go ahead and make some more holes and plant the rest of these onions. And if you like what we're doing here on the farm, please subscribe to our channel and we'll keep you posted. We still got tens of thousands of garlics to plant, and we'll probably make a video and show you some of that going on too. But anyway, we're happy to show you what we're doing on the farm and how to be a little bit more sustainable. Like I said, this whole batch of onions, and I've got some others growing, all volunteers from last year. I even got some watermelon growing. Here we are in November already, and I don't think they'll make it to ripeness, but it's just incredible how the food forest produces, and making the right tools just makes it easier. So anyway, it's Bob Hall with Hallsome Farm, thanking you for watching. Okay, one last note. Now you can see, hopefully you can see, I used the tool, went from one side of the swale with onions all the way to the other side, and so it's working. It saves some time. It saves a lot of digging. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll bring you more. Thank you.